Welcome back, everyone. This is part 2. We are back to discuss this subject.
Functioning in perimenopause. That's right.
Oh, that's right. We are back to discuss that. And we have got Imogen back in the house. Here she is. You've come back. You've come back, Imogen.
I'm back. Hi. Nice to be back.
Nice to have you back. I really enjoyed part 1. So part 2, slightly different for anyone that's not been with us before. It wouldn't be menopause dinners without us talking about food. So we're going to be doing that shortly. And then we're opening up to our audience. They've got some questions. And then we'll finish off with some lifestyle tips if we don't go through it with our guests. So, Imogen, tell us about your food recipe, because normally I'm the one who does all the creating, but when we have guests, I kindly ask them to give me a recipe, and then I will make it for them and then score it. So Imogen, tell me what it is that you sent me. What was the recipe?
Okay, I sent you something linked to my favourite topic, which is breakfast. So I sent you my super quick granola recipe. I may have called it something else, but it is super quick. So this is do you want me to describe it a little bit?
Yeah, tell us about it. Yeah, sure.
It's a very easy recipe. I am notoriously bad at following a recipe. It's a thing in our house that if there's a recipe, I just, substitute the ingredients for something else. Terrible at it. So I had to actually write down the amounts for you into a proper thing, because what I will do for my granola is I get a baking tray, put some oats in, nuts, seeds, bit of olive oil, whatever is in the house, peanut butter, perhaps a bit of honey, and then I cook it. And then, that's it. I'll cook it for a little bit, perhaps add some dried fruit at the end, have it with some Greek yogurt and some fruit. I have it every morning, and that is breakfast for me sorted. So hopefully you may have enjoyed it. It's a very flexible recipe.
It is. And it's very tasty. It's very tasty. Benefits for having that type of meal.
There are lots of benefits. I mean, it depends what you put in it, but you've got your oats, you've got your nuts and seeds, so much protein in there. You've got your peanut butter, which is a good fat. So that helps that. And having it with some Greek yogurt, especially if it's a good protein yogurt, a bit of fruit, it's a great way to start the day. And I don't know if you've ever noticed, but if you have, a bowl of cornflakes and that hunger level sets in, often when I have my granola, I'm not hungry for the rest of the day. So there's just so much goodness in there. I mean, it's got the nuts, it's got the fat in it, but it is the good fat that's in there. And you can add in as much as you want, alter it to, your own taste. I feel like I'm on a granola selling advert here, but
No, I think granola is really nice, actually. I mean, I haven't had cornflakes since I was about 20.
Maybe no one has cornflakes, but I mean, the shop bought granolas, they are ram full of sugar. There is so much in there. So this, you just know what's in it. It's a very basic.
And can I just ask you, after someone makes it, how long can it stay in a container for?
I would say, I think the recipe I originally took and messed with said a couple of weeks.
That's good.
In an airtight container, yeah, you can keep it for, if it's airtight, you can keep it for a while.
That's really good, because a lot of people struggle where they're always making excuses. I don't have anything, but if you prep something, that's a really good thing.
Yeah, absolutely. And if you haven't got all the things in, just substitute it with something else.
Okay, moment of truth. You can't see it. I gave it an 8.
An 8? Oh, okay. So I presume that's out of 10.
Yeah, sorry, out of 10. I'm going like that because it keeps disappearing. I gave it an 8. I do love granola. I do, be honest, I love cooking granola, but it's not always for me. But I gave you an 8 because it's very tasty, it's very quick, it's easy, it's full of nutrients, and I gave it to my husband as well, and he actually gave you a 10.
Well.
And he's more of a granola fan. So there you go. If I had another one of these paddles, which will appear in a minute, I'd give you a 10. So well done. Thank you for being sport with that, because it's not
I like to spread the granola word.
Yeah, I think you're definitely going to spread. And I just want to tell everyone that recipe will be on our YouTube channel. So when this part drops, that granola recipe will appear, so you can see me cooking it and see what it looks like. And yeah, the full recipe details will be on there as well, thanks to Imogen. So thank you very much for that.
Oh, no worries at all.
That's great. So you've done all right. I think I told you I got a 0 on one of mine once. So anything above 0 is good.
I'll take my 8.
Take your 8. Take it. Okay, so that's really great. So we've done the food. So what I want to do now is ask Carol to kindly unmute. So she's unmuting now. There she is. Hi, Carol.
Hi.
So,
Hi, Imogen.
Hi.
Carol's a regular on our podcast. If you can hear the voice, you'll know it's Carol. Over to you. You've got a question you'd like to ask Imogen, or questions. Over.
Imogen, I've been a diabetic for about comfortably over 30 years.
Mm-hmm.
I've recently started using insulin. Mm-hmm. And I think the biggest reason why I was always pushing back on the insulin, because I remember the doctor said to me around my midwifery that would start to expand because of the insulin taking and everything else. Mm-hmm. I'm menopausal now, and I have noticed that it is expanding more, but I have periods where it goes up and down. Like my stomach will feel like it's flat, and there'll be other times when it feels excessively bloated.
Okay.
So I take my insulin through my stomach, but there are times when the stomach is so tender that I have to start injecting in my thigh.
Oh, okay.
So I'm wondering, because I'm going to go back to my doctors in regards to this, because yes, I'm menopausal. I'm taking the insulin. I'm struggling with my stomach and the tenderness and everything else. But I wanted to ask you, is there anything that I could do in terms of my menopause to help to stop that bloating? Because I think I'm getting the bloating more from the menopause than it has to do with the insulin taking.
Oh, okay. I would probably, as a health coach, first suggest you have a chat to your GP.
Okay.
Just to look at the bloating and just to see if there is anything else going on. They may need to investigate it from a medical point of view. So absolutely, go back to your GP and speak to that. Have you noticed any foods that trigger bloating? That may be one area you could look at, whether there's milk, gluten, those kinds of things that you may know.
I've noticed all those shop cakes, like in our big stores and things like that, because they use a starch stabilizer. That was killing me in terms of causing the bloatingness. So I've had to stop all of those type of things. I cannot buy shop cakes, anything like that, because they've got stabilizer in, and they've got the preservatives in to make it be a little bit longer on shelf life.
Oh, okay.
I have found that, I don't know if I'm gluten tolerant, because I must have a test for that, because that might be another... Now that you've said it, gluten, I must have a look at that.
I would probably, obviously speak to your GP, see if there's anything else happening, but I would probably keep a food diary as well, and just have a look at writing down what you eat in the day and then how you feel straight after, whether a couple of hours later, if there's anything happening, and just keeping a real note of sort of the effect of different foods that have on. I often, as a coach, sometimes get people to do a food and mood diary, and that might be to look at how certain foods affect their mood and how their mood is when they're eating. But if this is about bloating, certainly looking at what you're having each day, and perhaps keep it for a week and just see if any days are particularly worse than another. And then, seeing what the impact is on that, because I'm no expert on it, but I do know that some people do become more intolerant to dairy and to gluten as they sort of progress through the menopause. So if you're looking at it from a food angle, then a food diary would be and then the GP may well ask for that as well. So if you've already got it beforehand, that could be really helpful to take in with you.
Okay, I think that's a good idea with the food diary.
Just see what those triggers are, if any. See if it is a food related thing. Yeah.
Okay.
Worth a try. Hope it subsides.
Unmute yourself, Julia. Unleash.
Unleash the beast and that. Carol, can I just say about the bloating? I've had quite significant episodes where I bloat very easily. And you think, oh, I haven't eaten anything different or anything strange. But I think I know I've become much more sensitive to processed bread. So highly processed bread that's got like a long shelf life. And, you know, I know at some days I've even looked quite heavily pregnant where I've really, you know, my stomach has really, really expanded. Certain vegetables will do it to me. And you think, oh, veg is, you know, meant to be great and whatever. But things like onions, garlic, even though they're really good for you. So certain veg, I've become a lot less tolerant of, and I've never been like that. And another thing I've noticed is pasta. I can't. So myself and my daughter both known as pasta queens. We would eat pasta every single day virtually. And now I eat it maybe once a month because I think something that's definitely changed and my tolerance to it is very, very low. We would eat it by the bucket load. Can't do that anymore. And sweeteners. So different sweeteners in food. So sorbitol, aspartame have also had an effect on me. So I don't know if any of that resonates with you. The other thing as well I notice is that the more water I drink, that I'm a lot less bloated. So I don't know if that might help as well. I don't know.
Julia, can I just ask you, do you actually eat anything?
Anything?
Do I eat anything at all?
It's a lot of food.
Well,
there's a lot of food there.
But it's that thing. I think I buy so much. I got a local market to me, and so I buy a lot of my food from there. So, like Imogen was saying earlier about knowing what's in your food, we can't control everything. I know that, but I try and limit the processed stuff as much as I'm able to. You know. And also, Imogen, I was just going to ask you, how long do you cook the recipe for when you say you put it all on a tray? And
Oh, yes. I would probably, I think I said about 10 minutes.
Oh, right.
10 minutes.
Okay.
Just keep your eye on it until it goes brown.
Okay. So do you use, you said olive oil, you don't put honey in it or anything like that?
I do. I do put honey in. I use either peanut butter, so a bit of olive oil kind of to get it cooking, and then either something like peanut butter and honey, and also using some like mixed spice or cinnamon or ginger. Quite like a ginger in there, just to sweeten it up, a little bit of a natural sweetener in there. So
and isn't cinnamon good for blood sugar as well?
Oh,
yeah. So,
Yeah.
So I do breakfast very similar to you as Imogen. So I do Weetabix instead of the granola bit, and then I do all the sort of nuts and seeds and peanut butter and yogurt and all the rest of it. But I'd read about cinnamon for menopausal women, and like a good whack of that in with it as well.
Yeah,
and
in there.
And that apparently helps with blood sugar as well. So your cravings aren't as bad.
Yep.
So
that's the beauty of the granola. You can add in, whatever's going.
Love a
promote the
granola.
granola.
Carol, can I just talk to you about the bloating? Because what I found, if I get it, depends on what kind of bloating, whether it's a full belly or whether it's a lower belly, can mean different things for me. So where do you get your bloating? Is it a full belly? So when I say full, I mean like above the belly button, or is it lower?
It's above the belly button.
So that's something that you've eaten on the day. So if it's above the belly button, it's normally something that you've eaten that day that's giving you gas. And if it's under the belly button, then that's a digestive issue, meaning that maybe you've not had enough water to move it along.
Oh, okay.
So what Imogen said was brilliant about the food diary. I'd write on there what time you get your bloating. Yeah, because then you can link the time of the bloating according to the time that you eat. So, for instance, if I was to eat if I can't tolerate bread, to be fair, if I ate bread, I would definitely look like I was going to pass a bowling ball within about 3 hours, I reckon. Yeah, it would hit. And then let's say it wasn't bread, the next day I would have wind, second half.
Yeah.
So there's definitely something in food, in writing stuff down. So write down when you get your bloat, according on your diary when you get it as well. What do you think, Imogen?
I think that's a great idea. Yeah, I think the more information you can get down there, the better. And just really sort of looking at the gaps as well between when you're eating, when that's happening. But I'm sure that would be really helpful to a GP to have.
Did you mention, Imogen, about not fasting?
I didn't really. I wasn't suggesting people shouldn't fast. It's just not something that I tend to do, largely because I know I really suffer from hunger, hungry anger. But I know for some people it really works for them, particularly that sort of night fast and then missing, having your brunch at 11 o'clock. But yeah, personally, I couldn't do fasting. I believe the longer, if you practice, it just sort of become the norm.
Because I think that's what's happened with me, because I don't tend to have breakfast. It's something I've really struggled with throughout the years. I don't have breakfast, but what I used to do was have lunch, but I would be having lunch at 3 o'clock in the afternoon, which was too late.
Yeah.
So now I really do try and force myself to make sure I've had something by about 1, 2 o'clock.
So what time would you be having your evening meal if you were having lunch at 3?
And then that's what was happening. When I would have my lunch at 3, I wasn't hungry again until about 9.
Wow, okay.
And that's late.
Yeah.
But that's another problem, because it started messing with my sleep pattern.
Yeah,
so
I can imagine.
I kind of very much do have to clock watch in terms of my diet and what I'm eating and things like that. And I just seem to be suffering with this insomnia. I cannot go to bed. Last night I went to bed at 4:30.
Oh my goodness. Okay.
But my brain was still alive, like to say it was 10 o'clock in the afternoon, 10 o'clock in the evening. And that's only just started.
Okay. And so did you say you've got your evening meals earlier now?
Well, I'm trying to have my evening meals no later than about 7:30.
7:30, because there is a general recommendation to leave about 12 hours between your evening meal and your breakfast. So, if you're having an evening meal at 7:30, but you're not having breakfast, but, that would be a normal kind of time to be having an evening meal. But yeah, if you're eating your evening meal at 9, that is going to impact your sleep as well. So you're quite sort of wired until sometimes 4:30 in the morning. But
I still get up and function very, very well. But I'm thinking this must have a burnout part coming.
Yeah.
Because,
So what's happening in your evenings? What are you doing in the run up to a normal bedtime? What's happening? What are you doing?
And I'm not doing anything excessive. So I'm usually at home. I am kind of very busy in terms of different things outside of work. I would say that I don't have a lot of stress, but I think there are things going on at work that I think don't impact me, but they clearly must be. In terms of the home and the home life, children are all grown up, all doing well. So I haven't got that added burden, because they're growing up now and they're all doing their own thing and doing very well. So I'm just meant to be looking at myself, or maybe the impact is that I'm looking at myself.
Okay. So perhaps one suggestion: have you tried magnesium as a supplement?
Oh, yes, I've got magnesium with calcium and vitamin E.
Okay.
Yeah.
Magnesium is a nice one for some people. It really helps with sleep. It can just give you that nice sleepy feeling. There's some really good like foot butters that you can rub on. You know, if you don't want to take something on your stomach, if it's a bit heavy on your stomach, getting like a cream or a foot butter to rub in at bedtime. Often got lavender in. They're really nice. Really nice ways just to try. If medically, you know, it doesn't interact with anything else that you're taking. Okay. Are you on your phone much in the evening? Is that happening?
I did notice that that was one of the reasons why it was messing with my sleep, because of being on the phone and then trying to go to sleep afterwards. Yeah, the brain is just alive. I've since cut that down. Yeah. And so no, I don't. I try and cut it down, cut myself off by about 9 o'clock.
Okay.
And yeah.
Phones are showing up a lot at the moment in terms of, you know, and there's obviously a lot around teenagers and social media, but from a lot of my clients, phones are becoming a real problem, and it's difficult for them. But you know, as you say, cutting off about 9 o'clock, trying to put it in another room, leaving it upstairs, and maybe watching TV. It's really helpful, and not having them in bedrooms at night as well. Just if you can find another place to have it, so not next to your bed. But yeah, that sounds good to have that cut-off point to just try to and being aware. Again, it's like the food diary. It's being aware of the impact that, you know, if you have an evening doing your life admin, whether that has an impact on sleep as well.
Okay. Carol, I use the triple magnesium. And that I take that before bed. So I was going through periods where I'd be really quite anxious, perhaps going to sleep or waking in the night, and then worrying about the stupidest things like, when am I going to clean up the fridge? And the socks on the bed. I should have picked those. The stupidest things. And I'm like, what are you thinking about that for? It's 3:30 in the morning. So it's just crazy stuff. And when you're awake, you perhaps wouldn't even think about it. But at 3:30 in the morning, it was like the best time to think about it. So I've found that helps me loads. It really does.
Is that a Holland and Barrett thing that we can get that in?
Yeah, you can get them online. I've got them from a company. I don't know if you recommend them, Imogen, but I found them quite good. It's Nutrition Geeks.
Oh, don't know those ones.
Okay.
And they're British owned, and they've usually got good offers online.
Okay.
And they came sort of recommended to me. The other thing I'm wondering as well is, have you ever done meditation?
Yeah, I was going to just say that. That's a good idea.
No, I haven't.
Are you on Spotify?
Yes.
So on Spotify, even if you weren't sure about doing it, is just you can have literally a 5-minute meditation. Type in 5-minute meditation for go. You can literally type in 5-minute meditation for going to sleep, and then just see what you think about that. And again, if I'm having a bumpy ride, either during the day or the night, then I find it's quite a good reset thing for me. And even just 5 minutes where I'm just conked out of my bed. I may not be sleeping, but I'm resting. I'm not in a wired state. And if you feel okay with 5 minutes, and then you can progress to a 10 or 15. But again, that's personally, I found that's great.
Okay.
Yeah, I think that's a really great idea. There's another one called Insight Timer. That's actually just meditations, but it has different categories. So you perhaps don't need to go through Spotify so much. So it will have things like sleep, breath work, meditation, sleep stories. There's quite a few on there as well. So I mean, they're utterly boring, but they they knock you out.
Okay.
So that's a nice one. Just have it all in one place, and it remembers, what you've listened to.
You don't want them too interesting, though, otherwise you won't sleep.
Yeah.
It's like a bedtime
Some of
story.
them are 8 hours long. You can't always go back to where you were, so you end up listening to the same bit over and over again, never get to the end.
Can I just say,
really
we've got a meditation podcast coming up actually in a couple of weeks' time.
Oh,
yes,
lovely.
we've got a lady. I think she's going to do meditation with us, which you could do. I don't think I could do because everything will just. I'll be like that. But yeah, we're going to do that in a few weeks' time, and we're going to be talking about the power of meditation and calming kind of things. So that's one to watch out for. So do come back for that.
And the other thing about the meditation one is that you can have a meditation for, say, you wanted a little bit of boost of energy during the day, or like meditation for clarification, or meditation for anxiety, or so you can specify exactly what you want it for, and then it'll choose a particular meditation for you.
That's really good.
That's really good.
Really helpful. Well done.
Thank you for that, Julie.
Yeah, well done, Julia. I'll give you a little. There you go. You got a quick one. Any other questions for Imogen?
What I wanted to ask Imogen is, the clients that you see, are they referred to by a GP, or are they self-referred, or where do they come from, if you see what I mean?
Yeah, they tend to be self-referred at the minute. I've got a few links in locally. People refer me through, I've got local chiropractic clinics. She often refers clients to me. So yeah, I would love to be referred by the GP, but that is a kind of a case of getting in with the GPs. Yeah. So at the moment, people come to me when they think they need some support.
And is it like face-to-face, or is it like Zoom, or?
It's Zoom. Yeah, I do online. And I tend to make my packages flexible so that I can work with how much time somebody has. So it may be that they want 1-to-1, 1 hour sessions, chatting through what's happening. Others might want a 1-to-1 session, and then a little bit of online, just messaging, check-ins, seeing how things are going, checking in that way, and then catching up, in person but online in different ways. So I tend to do it flexibly, because I totally appreciate that not everyone has 1 hour a week to come and have an hour Zoom call, but they need support and accountability. So we work in flexible ways, or I do anyway.
Brilliant.
Yeah.
Okay, thanks.
Brilliant. Thanks, ladies. I think we covered quite a bit there, actually. They was very gentle with you, Imogen. Very gentle, very gentle. So let's have a look at some lifestyle tips. I know some of them we've talked about already, but let's talk about, just go over it again, mental well-being and anxiety. I know we said meditation, but have you got any other suggestions that you mention to your clients?
Meditation is such a nice one, and I think like Julianne and Carol was saying, in the morning it's nice to get you going in the morning, or then having it as a sort of something to go to for sleep. Another one is breath work, and that's becoming really popular now. And I've got a couple of breathwork practitioners who I'm kind of linked in with, but they have sessions that it's almost like a yoga class you can go to, and you do a guided breath with them. And that might be something else that Carol could look at for sleep as well, perhaps getting into the the calming breath. And it can be used to energize as well. And there's a really very clued up doctor called Dr. Louise Oliver, and she looks a lot at how we breathe in sleep, and how that can affect your waking up, your quality of sleep, like mouth breathing. When we're stressed and we've got, our mouth wide open, we're hyperventilating. So looking at breath work, kind of keeping things calm for yourself. We've talked a lot about nutrition, I think exercise. Yeah,
can I just ask you about that? Because I think, if I remember right, you're starting something where you live. Are you doing some sort of outdoor activity?
Yes.
Let's talk about that for a little bit.
I'm setting up something called I forgot what it's called. Well, brain fog now. It's connection and calm. Something
It's
on those
brain
lines.
fog. Don't worry, brain fog. everyone gets brain fog. Connection and calm. I like that.
Yes. And so when I spoke to loads of perimenopausal women recently, when I was doing some research for my programs, as I think I said, a lot of them said it's really hard to meet other perimenopausal women at this stage of life in their 30s, 40s. So I'm setting up like a kind of networking event, but it's not sitting around having a chat, having a coffee, because they said they don't want to do that. No one to sit and chat about perimenopause. They want to be doing something and using that time. Say if they come out, they're working at home, got odd hours for lunch. They want to actually go and do something rather than sit and chat to somebody if they don't know. So the first one is like a walk just in our local park and try to get some women together, have like an hour's walk, just part of that lunch hour, and you know, just connect with people, but in different ways. So I've got some nice ideas for other things that we might do as part of that. And one of them would be strength training, which I know so many people say you must do strength training in your 40s. But a lot of people don't know what that involves, or you know, where do you start?
Yes,
do you just get a kettlebell and swing it? And the breathwork lady as well. There's lots of different ideas for getting people together to actually do an activity that really is good for them.
Really like that. Yeah, breathwork's been around a very long time. It's a lot of these things. They've been around and they're just being accepted, if you like, being accepted. But yeah, strength training is very important because of the glucose, because that can help with your sugar levels as well. It stores glucose. So basically, when muscle starts to decline in menopause because of estrogen, glucose doesn't get stored properly. So that's why, again, we get all the blood sugar problems. So if that's not another reason to strength train because of your bone density, blood sugars is, and I think a lot of people don't understand the connection between the two. It's important. But I really like what you're trying to do, the connection, the walking, love it. I think that's such a valuable thing. Connection really is, and, you know, definitely reaching out. So let's talk about cravings. Piece of chocolate, because they're going, what can we get women to do? What can we kind of...
Okay. So if you want some cravings, if you have cravings for chocolate, if you really have to have chocolate, you could get some dark chocolate. That would be a good place to go. Or it's not as appealing, but you know, things like nuts. Just having a few nuts. You could even have nuts with a little bit of dark chocolate just to sort of dampen that down. Finding a snack that you can go to that isn't just a biscuit. So anything with a little bit of protein in, even if you have some fruit, but you have it with, say, a bit of cheese, just to kind of dampen down those blood sugar cravings, the blood sugar effect on the body as well. That would be good. Greek yogurt with a bit of fruit. That's a sweet thing. You know, could even add a bit of honey, but it's not that sugary, chocolatey biscuit treat that you're after. And also just looking, like, go back in the day as well and just think, you know, what have I eaten? Did I have a white bread sandwich with some cheese on at lunchtime? Is that affecting my cravings later? Or could I have some nice seeded bread with lots of protein on it, some avocado as well, you know, a bit of good fat in there? Is that going to can that help me stop the cravings later? Yeah. But yeah, just having a bank, it's real. I find it really difficult in this country. I think we go into the shops and there's just a wall of chocolate and crisps and pop. And it's very difficult until you sort of educate yourself in what else you could eat. It's difficult to know what to grab. But yeah, berries, they're nice and sweet. If we can get some of those, like an oat cake with a bit of cream cheese on. There's lots of ideas, but the main sort of theory around it is to try and have a little bit of protein when you're having a snack.
Okay.
Just to dampen down.
So let's say someone had I'm not talking about myself here. I'm just making that clear. Let's just say someone reached for a bit of chocolate. It would be okay for them to then have a little bit of protein to help the sugar levels.
Yeah.
A little bit, rather than just go excuse my French, fuck it, I'm going to eat the whole packet.
Yeah.
I could go, right, to try and balance things out, I'll just reach for a little bit of protein. I've still had my chocolate, it's fine. But at that point, there's no kind of up and down wave.
It depends, I guess, what chocolate you're having. I mean, if you can have dark chocolate, that's the sugar content is going to be less. So if you can try and get into dark chocolate. And also, I think with dark chocolate, you don't feel inclined to eat as much. It's something that you can have a small square of and not think, I just want to devour the whole bar.
Yeah, it's quite bitter, isn't it? The dark chocolate.
Yes.
Oh, what kind of percent are we talking about, do you think?
I think the higher the better. If you know, the higher you can tolerate, the better. Because I think we all know, when you start an Easter egg, you want to eat the whole bloody thing.
It's gone.
Baby.
It's gone, and it costs you like 10 quid.
If you have your dark chocolate, you can just nip that craving in the bud, and it's gone. Bit of dried fruit. That's sometimes
okay.
Dried fruit and nuts. Get some good fats in there as well. But yes, it's. I think it is hard. It is hard, but having a little, bit of knowledge about some other snacks that you can get in. There's the glucose goddess. I don't know if you've come across her.
No, tell me.
Insipapi, I think it's just called. She talks a lot about putting clothes on your carbs. So if you're having,
I like that. I love that. That's just such a good way to explain it. Clothes on your carbs.
Yeah. So rather than just having a piece of bread and butter, if you're going to have bread, get things on it. Get some sliced meats, get some salad on there, get some egg. A boiled egg is a really good snack if you can tolerate a cold boiled egg on the go.
Well, I think anyone can tolerate a boiled egg, but the people around you can't. Because it stinks, doesn't it?
About them.
Oh my God, there's something about boiled egg. I love boiled eggs, but good God, they stink.
In your bag.
So, blood sugar levels. I've heard that 10 minutes after eating is a good time to go out for a small walk, to get moving, to stop the blood sugar levels rising. Is that true?
Yes, I would. I think it's definitely worth a go. Got some, if you find you've had a sugary lunch. And I think when we're talking about sugar, we're not just talking about chocolate and biscuits. It's those fast carbs, they're known as. So it's things like your white rice, those processed white breads, which we've sort of chatted a little bit about, the processed foods, the cakes, all those things, they would be classed as the fast carbs, which release the sugar into the bloodstream. So getting out for a walk after lunch. If you're going to have, say, a pudding, try and make sure that it's at the end of a meal rather than just a pudding in the middle of the day. It's little tips like that you can just sort of think about when you're having your sugar. If you're having the bread, get the protein on, which we've talked about. Get out for a walk will help, and think about your snacks and drinks as well. What am I drinking in the day? People often forget about drinks.
A lot of people want to drink during the day. Want to get on the old vodka. That's amazing. So we've talked about exercise. We've talked about meditation. We've talked about breath work, snacks, what to kind of do to help your blood sugar levels, the whole mind body experience is what we're all about here, and is what you're all about, Imogen. That's if I'm right, this is what you like. So someone that comes to you, this is really what you're looking at, the whole 360, to understand what's going on. And everyone's different, right? Everyone has a different story.
Absolutely. Yes, I see all sorts. But it does all really boil down to, what is happening in that day-to-day life and what can be improved and what is the impact of, sleeping badly having on the rest of the day, the rest of the week. So it's really drilling down on, what's important for someone to help them to feel better, to feel more in control and to feel like themselves again. I know in perimenopause, it's so easy to just think, I don't feel like me anymore.
Yeah.
I'm not sure where I am. I'm just, it's like being that swan, isn't it? You're just going through it, but underneath you're just feeling awful. So it's refining yourself, re-embracing this stage of life in a way.
No day is the same.
And I think that's why it's so important, isn't it, to have that community and to have that friend or that group whether it's online, whether it's someone you can meet, whether you come to one of my events, but just those people that you can say, do you know, I feel a bit shit today, and this is happening to me, and to be open about those symptoms, and to not sort of, say, I'm sorry, is this a bit too much information, or am I oversharing? Just people who get it, who can say, yeah, I've had that, this is what happened, this is what worked for me. So yeah, there's a lot to be said for community through perimenopause, I think, because it can be a very confusing time.
Imogen, I just want to say thank you very much. Thank you so much for today. I think it's been a treat, and I think our listeners are really going to really understand and like what you're saying, and hopefully if there's one thing that they've learned from today and part 1 and part 2, that would be incredible. Would you like to tell people how they can reach you?
I really would. So I am at ijhealthcoach.co.uk, and there's lots of information on my website there. And if people want to come along and have a 30-minute consultation for free, I can offer that. We just have a chat, see how I can help you, see if you like me. We may not blend, but please, that's available to anybody. So you can book that through the website. And anybody who has listened today, if they just get in touch, quote Menopause Dinners, I can offer them a 10% off any of my programs as well.
Oh, likey. Thank you very much, Imogen. That's really, really lovely. Thank you.
I'd love to hear from them.
Oh, that's really great. And your details will be on all of our platforms. Don't worry if you forget. Okay, Imogen's, everything will be on our Insta, our Facebook, our YouTube, so you can reach out to Imogen and find out more. So it's been an eventful night, and I just want to say one more time to Imogen, thank you very much for coming on. We've absolutely enjoyed having you. Please come back again.
Thank you. I'd love to. Really enjoyed it.
Thank you so much. So I am going to wrap up part 2 now. And first of all, if anyone wants to come on to Menopause Dinners, you can. Okay. So the way that we work is that sometimes we get people like Imogen to come in that obviously have a skill, an expertise, but you don't have to have that. You can be just, a lady going through the menopause, whatever stage you are. And if there's something that you want to share with us, then we'll be happy to have you. And as you know from today, this is online. So normally we do our recordings in Redbridge Sports and Leisure, which is IG6 3HD, but we're also online as well. So there's no getting away from us. You can do it if you want to. So we've got loads of things coming up. For season 2, we've got a few more episodes coming up. We've got loads, meditation. We've got ADHD before we finish season 2, so don't forget to come back. And also, please like, rate or subscribe with any of the platforms you're listening on. Did you know you can also send us a text now via the podcast? Why not let us know how we're doing? That'd be really lovely. Or get in touch on the socials. There's also now a monetization button as we are non-profit, so every little bit helps. But before you go and leave us, my final thought for you is menopause sucks, but with friends it sucks a whole lot less. We'll see you next time on Menopause Dinners. You take care. Menopause Dinners is sponsored by Fitness Therapy for You. We'd like to remind you that any food supplementation advice that we've given today, if you are suffering from a medical condition, please do get advice from your GP.